Hey everyone, Ryan from Ebike Escape.
And JT from Ebike Escape.
And in this video, we're gonna help you make the decision on whether you should purchase the RadRover 6 Plus High Step or the RadRover 6 Plus Step-thru. So let's get into it. Before we get started with the video, if you are looking to purchase a rad power bike, please consider using the link in the description before you make your purchase. It's a free and easy way to help support the channel and makes videos like this one possible. I also want to mention that I run the Rad Owners Forum at radowners.com. It's a community of thousands of rad power bikes enthusiasts, so there's tons of more information there. Be sure to check it out. I will also have some other resources in the description as well. Our electric bike accessories list, top e-bike brands page, and finally our electric bike discounts code page where I track all the deals on the electric bike brands that I follow. With that, let's take a closer look at both of these electric bikes. Now, one of the reasons that I wanted to do this video is because I get a lot of questions from people. Should I buy the Step-thru? Should I get the High Step? And to be honest with you, it's not an easy decision. There's a lot of factors to consider: your height, your confidence on a bicycle, for instance, if you've never been on an electric bike. And firstly, before we both hop on these electric bikes, I just want to say that just because a bike is a Step-thru does not mean that it is a girl's bike. In fact, my opinion is that you should purchase whatever electric bike is going to be the most comfortable for you, because if the bike is comfortable, you're going to be more likely to ride it. So just something to keep in mind: Step-thru bikes, not girls' bikes. That is definitely something that I feel pretty passionate about whenever people bring it up.
Being the Step-thru model, it is a lot more accessible. So the height ranges between the two bikes that Rad recommends. The RadRover 6 Plus Step-thru comes in at 5'2" as the low end. It goes all the way up to 6'2". And then the RadRover 6 Plus High Step model starts at 5'4" and goes all the way up to 6'2". The removal of the top tube and a shortening of the seat tube accounts for that difference in height. The High Step model comes in at 73.4 pounds, and the Step-thru model comes in at 72.5 pounds. The frame size on the Step-thru model is 14.8, and the frame size on the High Step model comes in at 17 inches. The other benefit of the Step-thru model, because of the removal of the top tube, is the standover height of this bike is a lot less. Step-thru model comes in at 22.5 inches, where the High Step model comes in at 30.5 inches. And then the one last important spec that we really feel is important about these two bikes is the seat adjustment height. So the High Step model, you can adjust from bottom to top. The seat height goes from 27 inches all the way up to 36.6. where the Step-thru model starts at 25 inches and goes all the way up to 34 inches. Being that Ryan and I are both a little proportionally different, we're going to give you two different perspectives of us standing on both of these bikes.
And speaking of heights, so I'm 6 feet tall and I have about a 32-inch inseam. And JT?
I'm about 5'7", and I have about a 29-inch inseam. So I'm going to be more on the shorter side than Ryan, of course, but for most people as well. Ryan's going to jump on the bikes first and give us a little look.
So I will start by saying, this bike is definitely pretty easy for me to get over. Of course, the Step-thru would be easier. Being that I'm a little bit taller though, it's not too difficult. Keep in mind, we do have the basket on this electric bike, so it makes it a little bit harder to get my leg over. But you can see, just standing over this electric bike, the way Rad designed this, there is plenty of room here for me in case I needed to hop off this electric bike. And that's really the top tube angle here that they designed. It comes as low as possible for this bike. Now, if I was riding this bike, I would raise the seat up quite a bit. So I'll go ahead and raise this seat. And right about there should be good for me, so I can hop on. And of course, being that this is the High Step model, this is going to be plenty easy for me to get full leg extension. You can see maybe I would raise the seat up a little bit more there. And of course, there's plenty adjustability on the seat post. There is a minimum insertion line that you should be aware of. And the minimum insertion is right there. I'll actually go ahead and put it at that height to give you an idea just how high this saddle goes. So that's going to be the minimum insertion point on this seat post, and you can see that it is actually way too high for me. So I believe the estimate of this bike working for people up to 6 feet 2 inches tall is going to be just fine. And quickly, just before we get to the step-through model, you can see we have a full accessorized RadRover 6 Plus. Recently did a video on that, so you can check out that video if you're interested. If you're looking at a RadRover 6 Plus, you can see the accessories that you might want to purchase. All right, let's move on to the step-through. So step-through electric bikes, I actually recommend them most often to people, especially if you're perhaps not as comfortable on a bicycle. For instance, my dad has a step-through electric bike. My mom has a step-through electric bike. And my dad actually recently moved to a step-through electric bike after having a high-step electric bike. So if that's any indication of the route that you should go. So I'm going to go ahead and put this seat in its highest position just so you can get an idea size-wise. And of course, you can check out Rad Power Bike's website for their full geometry specifications, as well as additional information on their other models to see what would fit you. So with the RadRover 6 Plus step-through, actually, I would personally ride this bike with the seat in its highest position. Of course, I am 6 feet tall, but I'm still able to get full leg extension. I think I would feel plenty comfortable on this electric bike. And of course, one of the great things, it's just so easy to hop on and off this electric bike, which is why I recommend it. Most people, if they ask me the question, should I buy the step-through? I usually say if you're asking the question, that probably means you should go ahead and purchase the step-through. All right, now let's get a little bit of a shorter person's perspective with JT hopping on both of these electric bikes. All right, so JT is going to start here with the high step model. He'll need to lower that seat, of course.
A couple adjustments so I can fit on here. Go a little lower than the minimum insertion point there. Yeah. So I know I'm already going to struggle with this rear basket. Just having to throw my leg over makes it a little difficult with, my height and stuff like that. So,
and one of the tips that I'll just give people here is the more you can lean your bike towards you, the more of an angle, it actually is going to be easier to swing your leg over.
So that's probably, it's where I feel pretty comfortable. I'll get full leg extension there. But you can see, I can still, even at my short inseam, I can stand over the bike. It's not as comfortable as Ryan. Having that top tube that drops down does make it a lot more accessible for somebody of a little shorter inseam.
But looking at JT here, my opinion would be probably if you're a little bit shorter than him, you might want to go with the step-through based off of his height and inseam.
Even just getting on and off this bike with the rear basket, or if you're planning to run a rear basket or anything like that, and you're anywhere near my height, the step-through model is definitely going to be the way to go. Getting on and off this bike all the time would not be easy or something I'd want to do all the time. This step-through model, if I was riding one of these electric bikes all the time, would be my go-to.
All right, let's have JT show you just how easy it is to hop on the step-through here.
All right, go ahead and throw my leg through here. Oh, nope, sorry. Have to adjust the seat first. Story of my life at this point. There we go. Just throw myself right in and I can take off. So, but I don't have to fight with any, if I had a rear rack, I wouldn't have to fight with any basket clearance or anything like that to get my legs on and off. And again, you just literally turn, throw your leg off. Step over. There really is no easier bike to get on and off of than a step-through.
And I just want to highlight, hopefully it's coming through on the video, but just how short this seat tube here is. I really think that Rad Power Bikes did a great job designing these Plus models, not only the RadRover 6 Plus, but also the 5 Plus. Look how low that seat goes.
My feet are completely flat on the ground when I'm sitting, which is just a huge accolade towards the accessibility that this bike offers. So, you can get super low to the ground, you can be really unstable and still be able to get away with feeling comfortable because you can get your feet down flat and catch yourself right away.
And just in case it is helpful, we have the seats in their lowest position. Obviously, that enhanced comfort saddle does add a little bit of height, but you can really see the difference between the seat tubes on these electric bikes. But otherwise, both of these electric bikes have the same features. And you can see we have both colors featured here. Worth noting, the step-through is offered in this nice pearl white, as well as the same gray color as you see in the high step model. The high step model is only offered in that gray color. Both, in my opinion, look really classy. I think Rad Power Bikes, again, did a really great job with the paint job on both of these electric bikes. A little bit more of a classy look than an out loud look, if you ask me. So I hope that helped make your purchase decision a little bit easier. Again, link will be in the description to Rad Power Bike's website if you want to help support the channel. We really appreciate it. And if you found this video helpful, let us know in the comment section. We can perhaps do more videos like this. I just think accessibility is just something that's super important with such a wide variety of different heights and riding abilities hopping on electric bikes these days. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Keep in mind, we do have the basket on this electric bike. Oops.